Good evening, everybody. And thank you. Oh, gotta move my camera. Thank you for tuning in once again to an Abbey Games Godhood stream. We're having a party here in the office tonight. Over in the other room, my colleagues are enjoying a nice dinner, but I'm not jealous. And you know why? That's because I've got a very special treat for you. I'm gonna be previewing the Will of the People update for Godhood. Our first big update for Godhood in early access that will be coming out next week. Yes? Turn the volume. Sorry, what was that? Oh, it's always the game, huh? It's so loud. We're getting there, folks. Thanks for letting us know to turn the volume of the game down. Oh yeah, it turned all the way up. I'm not gonna do the intro again though. I nailed it on the first try. Hey, whew. Yeah, we're gonna be showing you a sneak peek of an in-progress build of the Will of the People, the big new update for Godhood. So let's get excited. I talked about a lot of the new features that we're introducing last week, but this week we're actually going to be playing them. So it's a lot more exciting, I gotta say. Now, we've been hard at work in the 3 weeks since we launched Godhood in early access. For one, we've been continuously patching the game to make sure that it doesn't crash nearly as much. But also, we had a strike team come up with a bunch of new gameplay mechanics meant to make the game much more strategic, deep, and challenging. And that's what the Will of the People is all about. Let's get started here by creating our own god. I figured we would start a new game because so much has changed, also with the way that the game starts. Let's see if chat has any suggestions for a god, maybe? Hi there, I'm here in the Twitch chat. We're also streaming over on Steam and YouTube. Thanks if you're in those chat rooms as well. We're going to be taking questions throughout the entire stream about Godhood the game, about the Will of the People updates, and about just the general early access development. So if you have any questions, just drop them in chat. I've got Yoni, my loyal producer here, standing by to send me your questions so we can get to them. Let's see. Yoni, what kind of god do you think we should be playing?
What?
What kind of god do you think we should be playing? We had some Chinese food, so I'm thinking maybe... This is kind of cool looking, actually.
Yeah.
Someone's saying maybe a war god in honor of the bad weather. The weather here has actually been pretty okay. It was really warm, and now it's really rainy, which means it's nice and cool. Let's see, we got a better color here. For those of you that are tuning in or are seeing this video after the fact, and this is the first time you're seeing Godhood, quick pitch. In Godhood, you play a young tribal god who creates their own religion and leads their loyal disciples to convert other tribes and grow their religion. I'm gonna call my god... I think it's a goddess for one. Probably a dark goddess by the look of it. I think I'm gonna stick with the look we've got going on here, because I kind of dig it. Maybe some kind of blood theme? The bloody... hand? I don't know. That's something. So I'm gonna be naming my god, my religion, and my worshippers as normal. What is our religion? The Bloody Mary. That's good. You know, straightforward, but I like it. I wish I was having a Bloody Mary, honestly. I just got coffee. Cheers. So, our religion is called... alcoholism. Would make sense. The Bloody Hand. And our worshippers are called Bloodlings? Very bloody. Yeah, I like it. I mean, with the whole red thing going on. So, we are playing Bloody Mary, Goddess of the Bloody Hand. Here's a cool new thing. One of the first new features that I can point at. There's a difficulty setting now. You could be playing Godhood on easy, normal, classic, or impossible difficulty. I'm going to be playing on classic, which is sort of intended, I guess. That's the way that we designed the game. And for the other difficulties, we basically scale all the encounters down or up, depending on what difficulty you're playing at. So I'm really curious to see what you guys make of the impossible mode. I'm sure you are all a lot better at Godhood than I am. Let's get started. Now this starting intro sequence, if you've seen Godhood before, hasn't changed much. We are still a god, or goddess in my case, and we are still going to be picking our first commandment. The commandments have received a bit of a facelift. Each commandment has received a second commandment building. Instead of just the temple dedicated to war, if I play a war god, I can now also create a coliseum where my disciples can train for the next battle. If I'm a peace god, I can create a forum where my disciples can debate the young acolytes that are coming in, and in doing so, they can speed up the rate at which I receive acolytes. The Lust Temple, or with the Lust religion, you can create a bordello where your worshippers, or one of your disciples, can attract a lot of worshippers. I wonder how. Well, maybe if we play a Lust God, we can find out. And Chastity receives the Bathhouse, which is an incredibly useful, like an incredibly efficient way of healing your disciples. What are we thinking, chat? War, peace, lust? There's some people in chat saying maybe a war god. Someone was saying a lust god. War. If one more person says war, I'm picking war. War. Alright, Table Knife. That is an appropriate name for someone that would pick war. I'm gonna make war my virtue. Now, as always, we're gonna go into the first sacrament. In the starting story, let me turn off some of these debug menus, actually. See how the sausage is made, people. Here we are, Chipak, our loyal disciple, facing off against the stubborn elders. Didn't do so hot, but I knew that was gonna happen. Proceed. Alright, let's get into it. A new religion is founded. So, the goal of the Will of the People update was to basically increase the mechanical depth of the game and increase the challenge of the game. Now, the way that we went about doing that, I'll show you in a second here. After I inspire Chipak to go gather some bloodlings, which are the name of my worshippers, of course. Here we are in our holy sites. And some things have changed. For one, you'll be noticing this thing on the bottom right over here. This is one of the new gameplay mechanics of Godhood. It is your worshippers' enthusiasm. Now, the people are currently satisfied with my religion, but as I continue the game, that is probably going to change. And let's see what happens when I press the next button. Now, I'm going to be explaining all these cool new mechanics that we've got, but if you have any questions, hit us up in chat. Day 2 wanted to partake in prayer at the Holy Site Center and collect bloodlings. Gain bloodlings to increase your god level. Alright, sounds like a plan. So, I'm going to be inspiring some other disciples to go over here and gather bloodlings. Oh, it's already full. And a big change you'll be seeing here is when these resources are actually gathered. Oh, here we go. The tutorial explains it. When you gather resources, it used to be that you would immediately gain them and were able to spend them. One of the new mechanics of the Will of the People update is tribute. Instead of immediately gaining the resources that you collect, you place them in your tribute, which is a big pile of resources ready to be collected. But you can only have them after they are sanctified in the Sacrament. So I'm going to have to be doing a battle with another religion in order to collect my tribute. And here the game explains enthusiasm. I'll get into enthusiasm in a minute, but we can take a quick look here at the different states of your worshippers' enthusiasm. They'll always start satisfied after you've just been in a sacrament. At one point they'll become excited because they want to see your glory in the sacrament again, but if you wait too long, they'll eventually become yearning, impatient, or even skeptic. If you don't give the sacramental sign, your worshippers will start forgetting that you even existed, which is a bad thing, obviously. So, we have currently, as you can see up here in the top left, we have collected 7 bloodlings and made them part of our tribute. We can take them to a sacrament in order to prove our worth, sanctify them, and make them into the actual resource bloodlings. We currently need 15 in order to level up to the next god level. We're going to be collecting 7 if we win this fight. If you lose a sacrament, you only gain half of your tribute. Now, the reason that we introduced this mechanic is because in the previous build of Godhood, it was actually fairly easy to, well, there wasn't a lot of consequence to losing a fight. With the inclusion of the tribute, not only is it up to you to decide how you develop your religion, which resources to collect. Oh, should probably turn those sounds off. Sorry about that. There we go. It's up to you which resources you collect and take with you to the sacrament, but it's also up to you to then win that sacrament, because if you lose, some of your well-earned resources might go to a loss. So, let's see here. If we win, we will gain 20 materials and 7 bloodlings, and if we lose, we will only gain 3 bloodlings. Let's start the sacrament. Now, for those that are seeing Godhood for the first time, as a god, we do not directly control our disciples. Instead, we sort of look at this auto-battler dynamic of the game, where our disciples will be taking actions and fighting their enemies as we go along. Hey, we got our first question coming in. Phoenixu over on YouTube, thanks for hanging out again, Phoenixu, asks, any plans on a hospital to heal some followers faster? Good news, in addition to having a bunch of new gameplay mechanics that are really interesting and require a lot more strategy, the game is also chock full of new content, including a whole bunch of new buildings. And yes, there is a hospital as well. Alright, we won that fight. Let's see what we got. There's our tribute, there's theirs. They provided the 20 materials. Nice! So we got our materials. We got our worshippers. And we got enough to go god level up. So as you can notice, this entire UI is new and very shiny. Let's go level up and see what we got. Yeah. Thanks, Yoni. On level 2, we've just received a new structure, the Material Gatherer and the Gardens. Now, the Gardens is actually what Phoenixu asked about. The Gardens is a place made in harmony with Bloody Mary to recover HP. So I can send my disciples to the Gardens in order to heal them. Hey, and here the game tutorializes buildings. There's a new resource in the game called Materials, which is what you use to both construct and upgrade your buildings. Alright, so here the game is telling me your disciples are satisfied now, but if you wait too long, they will become impatient in order to see another sacrament. So let's not wait too long, shall we? We've gained a new action here, construct building. Now, in the previous build of Godhood, you would unlock a building and then you would simply place it somewhere. In the Will of the People update, I can always construct new buildings, and when I level up, I unlock new ones to place. So currently, I've only unlocked 2 buildings: the Material Gatherer, where my disciples can gather more materials, and the Gardens, where my disciples can heal. I'm going to start off by building the Material Gatherer. I'm going to place it a little bit out by the woods, because that seems nice. There's no mechanical meaning to it just yet, but we've got plans. I still have 20 materials, so I think I'll go ahead and construct the Gardens as well, which cost 10. Now, this entire UI is new, of course. In fact, the entire building mechanic is new. So I hope you look forward to experimenting with it and expanding your holy site. Cool, there we go. So I'm gonna go inspire some of my disciples to go gather some materials for the future when I want to construct more buildings. I think my first goal, however, is to go level up again. We need 35 bloodlings, so I'm gonna see if I can gather 18 of them before my worshippers grow impatient. Cool, so we're at 6. As you'll notice, in the previous build, every day you would have to inspire your worshippers. In this new build, they will simply stay inspired to perform their current job, unless it is a job with a sort of end state. If someone is fully healed, they'll stop doing that. So let's watch them collect some more materials. Good job. They're still satisfied, so we're okay. There's Koskatl leading our little worshippers in gathering their materials. Oh, look at that. The people are excited to witness your glory. Let me move my face up. The people are excited to witness your glory. A perfect moment for the Sacrament. I will get plus 50 awe points if I go to the Sacrament now. I could, however, decide to stay in my village a little while longer and collect some more resources. Tricky. If I go on the Sacrament now, the Sacrament is a little bit easier because I gain those extra awe points, which the awe bar is essentially your HP bar in the Sacrament. So I'll essentially have more HP. But if I go a little bit later, I'll be getting more out of it. As you can see, it's a little bit of a push your luck. Like, how lucky do you think you can get? I think I'm gonna just go now, though. Now that my folks are excited, this seems like a good time to go on a Sacrament. In order to go up here, I'll need to be higher level, so I'm just gonna go over here. Oh, this is interesting as well. This enemy, here in the southern jungle, they will provide their own tributes. And if you can see down there, they will give me 25 ritual offerings and also 13 materials. And it does so because it says there this tribe matches 100% of the materials that you bring. So because I decided to bring 13 materials, they will also offer up 13 materials. This might be a good opportunity to get some more materials. I'm gonna go for it now, though. I think I'll be okay. There we go, we won. Sorry, I was looking at questions. Hey, and Zoo and Cascadel leveled up. They've gone from an acolyte to a full-fledged disciple. So it's up to me to select their disciple class, taking heed of their totem. Zoo has the dog totem, which gives them might, so I should make them some kind of class that is good with might. The Rage Prophet, important stats, might and health. Their health is quite good as well, so I'm going to make them a Rage Prophet here. And Cascadel is the cat, very good at cunning. I think I'll make them a Beast Walker. Yeah, they're good at cunning. And there we get our sanctified resources from our tribute. We've got our ritual offerings and our materials. Not a bad haul. 25 offerings, 26 materials. And let's go level up again. See what we get. Now, because there are so much new, there's like so much new gameplay content in the game, so many new buildings and things to unlock, there's also way more god levels for you to get to. And I think you're gonna have to strategize quite a bit if you want to see what the highest levels have to offer. I've just unlocked the offerings stockpile and increased my worshipper support. Very nice. The offering stockpile, that's where my disciples can gather ritual offerings of my own. Cool. And ritual offerings is a resource used, as veteran players know, to enact rituals. For example, a miracle. Oh, I don't have enough materials. I'm so close. I wish I had just a little bit more materials and I could have constructed one of these miracle buildings. That's a good goal to set, however. Let's see if we can get some more materials. First, I'm going to spend 10 to create the offering stockpile. So we can go gather our offerings. Put it over here. Okay, let's get some materials, everybody. So as you can see here, Zoo Spirit is actually 27 out of 40 at this point. So I could choose to send them to the gardens, which is where disciples will heal their HP. I think Zoo can handle another battle, though. I hope I don't regret that. I'm gonna have my disciples gather some followers to start, and some materials. I think I'm gonna gather some more. Ooh, that's cool. We got our first initiates coming in. Again, veteran disciples will recognize this. It's a moment for us to initiate new disciples into our religion. Let's take a look at some questions. Ah, we got a rare one. Telhi over here. And... oh, nice. The Armadillo Totem. Really a super defensive totem. Could make them into a protector. Or guardian, I should say. That would be really useful. I can... yeah, yeah. They cost 7 worshipper support. I currently have 8 left, so I'm gonna initiate them. This also means that I've got extra hands because I can inspire as many of my disciples as I want. If you played the previous build, you were limited to only 3 disciples. That is not the case anymore. So I'm also gonna have Telhi gather materials. There he goes. Gathering materials in the rain. Such hard workers. Nice. Maybe I'll start gathering some offerings. Cheepak, why don't you go gather some ritual offerings? Now here's the thing. Because my worshippers' enthusiasm is slowly running out, I only have so much time to decide what I'm going to be inspiring my disciples to do. Which resources do I want them to collect? Do I want Zoo to heal his HP at the gardens? And you'll see that when we keep playing, I'll be unlocking many more options for me to take advantage of. They're not excited yet, so I think I'll go another day. Oh, we got another gameplay mechanic coming in. The prayers. Costcatl prays to you. Oh, wise bloody baron, when the sacrament comes, please allow me to rest. Costcatl must not take part in the next sacrament to feel like their prayer has been answered. Perhaps. So, prayers, as we can see over here, are essentially disciples praying to you for some sort of service. And if you choose to hear that prayer, their faith in you will increase. As you can see, Costcatl is only of neutral faith right now. But if I choose to not send them on the next sacrament, I will have heard their prayer, and I'm sure it'll boost up their faith quite a bit. I hope so, at least. The entire faith system, by the way, has been basically overhauled with this new update, with the Will of the People update. You will notice when you play Godhood that your disciples are much needier than before. And only by sending them to win battles in the Sacrament, or listen to their prayers, or do a number of other actions, will you see their faith increase. If you wait, their faith will slowly decrease as they wonder if you truly even exist. Now, right now, I've been winning a lot of Sacraments, so as you can see, we've got a whole list of faith buffs here. Cheepak feels fated to be the founder of the Bloody Hand. There's still enthusiasm about the Bloody Hand. And we've got here the Victory and Glorious Religion buffs, which come from the fact that I've been winning a bunch of Sacraments in a row. My people are excited, but here's what I'm gonna do. I would like to have some more offerings and materials, so I'm gonna push it a little bit. I'm gonna send Zoo to gather offerings as well. Actually, I'm also gonna... Oh no, I can only... The offering... The building has place for 2 disciples at the same time. But I could use some of my hard-won materials to upgrade the offering building. To maybe collect some more offerings. I'm gonna hold on to my materials. I would like to construct a new miracle after all. So I'm gonna go another day here and see what happens. Ah, my followers have become yearning to witness my glory, and their excitement has peaked. Now, while your worshippers are yearning, that's a bad sign. Usually after yearning comes impatience. And while they are impatient, bad things are going to be happening for our religion. Spiritry asks, how long does a prayer stay available to complete? They will actually stay available as long as... as long as you want. Until you complete it. Well, let me put it this way. As long as we don't complete Costcatl's prayer, he will gain 2 sleepy thoughts, as you can see there, which means that during the sacrament he might just fall asleep on his turn, and he will get -10 faith. So, if we hear his prayer, not only will we remove those negative effects, he will also gain a faith buff because we answered their prayer. Ooh, what do we think? Should we push it just a little bit further to get even more offerings? We can actually take a look at the world map here. And as we can see, we've got 3 places we can go, and each of them matches my tribute in a different way. Over here in the Musical Valley, they will match 50% of my collected offerings. in the Red Village, they will match 50% of my collected materials. And here in the Dark Caverns, they will match 50% of my collected bloodlings. What do I want more is the thing. I'll need 50 bloodlings to go level up. I'm at 35, so I'm gonna need another 15. So I'll be okay, actually. Even if I just collect the 18, even if I sanctify and then, you know, collect from my tributes these 18 bloodlings, I'll have enough to level up. So I've gathered way more materials than I've gathered offerings. So I think I'm gonna go over here and get those sweet, sweet materials. 22 of them, in fact. I would only get 10 ritual offerings here, so I think this is the prudent option. Now, if we remember, Koskatl was praying to rest, so I'm not gonna bring them on the next one. I'm gonna send in Telhi, Chipak, and Zoo. As you can see, Zoo feels a little under the weather here. That is because his HP is not completely full. I think he'll be okay. Let their blood flow. Yes, Chipak. You sound like a bloodling. Telhi is pulling their weight. Now my hope here is that Zoo doesn't get hit. Oh god. There we go. Zoo's HP is pretty low. I think we'll win this fight, but yeah, we've got it. But I think Zoo is gonna need some tender love and care, I think. This too is a new mechanic. In the previous build of Godhood, your disciples would sort of naturally heal, but now that... But now that there's a form of pressure in the form of your disciples or your worshippers' enthusiasm, it's up to me whether I actually want to take the time to heal Zoo, or instead have him collect more resources. By allowing Koskatl to rest from the Sacrament, I have answered her prayer. She is filled with energy and newfound faith. Awesome. And we succeeded in our Sacrament. Gathering those sweet materials and going level up. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we unlock. Level 4 here. Oh, the study. Nice. The study is another new building that's been added to the Will of the People update. And it is a place where your disciples can actually level up, well, they can gain miracle XP. Instead of just getting it in the Sacrament, I could now even have them study the Sacrament here in the village and level up a little bit. Sending them out on the Sacrament is usually more efficient, however, but they might get hurt, like poor Zoo. I've got 93 materials, so enough to create at least one miracle, but maybe even two. Let's see. Both Zoo and Chipak are gonna want to have a lot of might. They are, after all, an executioner and a rage prophet. Both of those stats require a lot of might, so I'm gonna be constructing the farmlands here. Costs 40 materials, but improves the might stat. I'm gonna put it next to my material gathering, I think. There it is. Still got 50 left. Let's spend some of our ritual offerings to inspire... Oh wow, Bloody Mary actually answered my prayer, says Koskatl. It's true, Koskatl, I love you. I'm gonna show my love once again by inspiring Koskatl to perform a miracle over on the farm. It's gonna take him 3 days. 25 offerings. Now, what's pretty cool also is, if I feel like, maybe I do want Koskatl to do something different, I can always cancel that. And those resources will be refunded, so... If I make a mistake, I can just take that back. Let's see. Everybody's collecting offerings right now. I want to gather more bloodlings. I want to keep leveling up. And I think I'm going to inspire Zoo to go over to the gardens and heal their HP, because it is really low. Go relax, Zoo. You've earned it. Bye, Danielle. You want to say bye to the stream? This is, we had a little party earlier today because this is Danielle's last day.
Yes.
Hello. And say goodbye to Daniel.
Yes.
He's moving on to greater, better things. But thank you so much for all your work on Godhood.
Yeah, no problem. I was glad to. Like, I really hope that you guys have a lot of fortune in the future. And
thank you.
All the best.
Cool.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
See you around, man.
Yeah, see ya.
We're gonna keep streaming here. Sue's healing up at the gardens. Because Cuttle is busy performing a miracle at the farm, so I only have Cheepak and Telly here to inspire. What do I want? I need 70 bloodlings to level up again, so... Okay. Here's my plan. I'm gonna go get as many bloodlings as I can. I'm gonna go over to the Dark Caverns, because they match 50% of the bloodlings that I bring with me. That seems smart, right? If you're in chat and you've got a better idea, please let me know. I'm gonna be honest. I've been so freaking busy developing Godhood that I haven't had a lot of time to play, so... Oh! Here's an idea. I'm gonna use some of my materials to upgrade the Holy Site Center so I can collect bloodlings a little bit faster. This only costs 20. Collect 2 more bloodlings. That seems nice and efficient. Let's get that at least. So now I'll be gathering bloodlings a lot quicker, I think. Ah, Zoo is done healing. Good job, Zoo. Ooh, I don't have enough offerings to have Zoo perform a miracle as well. That's a bit too bad. How about Zoo? How about you start gathering some of those offerings then? Because we're gonna need those to have you perform a miracle, huh? Ah, Bouquet of Roses is a good suggestion in the chat. To upgrade the miracle building. I'll look into that after this miracle here. The Wondrous Farm Miracle. Good job. Koskatl. It is a wondrous miracle, the best one that you can perform. And they've learned a critical claw ability, which is pretty awesome. 2 might, 1 devotion, 1 health. Good stuff. I'm gonna take up Bouquet of Roses on their... Oh, I'm close though. If I wanted to upgrade this this miracle here, I would need 40 materials. So, maybe I'll go get Koskatl to collect some of those materials for me. Now, the higher my disciples' faith, the more efficient they'll be at gathering materials as well. Ooh, Koskatl's faith just went down again. Oh boy. Koskatl dislikes that peace is condemned in your religion. Not sure we agree there, Koskatl. Now my people are excited and I've maxed out my bloodlings I can bring with me. If you're paying attention, I can actually upgrade the Holy Site Center to increase my maximum tribute for bloodlings. It's another new decision for you to make. Should I do that? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I am gonna collect some more other resources though. So I'm gonna tell Cheepak to go get some materials. And I'm gonna tell he to also get some offerings. Let's see how far we can push this. My people are yearning again. I think we can get some more though. I'm gonna... Oh, another prayer. The ambitious prayer. Zoo prays to you. Bloody Mary, please. I want to be part of the sacrament. Give me the sign. Zoo must take part in a sacrament to feel like their prayer has been answered. I'll consider it. So that's another one of the another prayer. Luckily, I healed up Zoo's HP. If I didn't, I'd be in a world of trouble right now because they really want to go on the Sacrament. My people are impatient. Luckily, nothing bad happened. Should I go one more day and fill out my bars? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get as many offerings and materials as I can. Ooh. My people did not turn skeptical, which is the next level down, so I'm lucky there. And there are actually some ways to affect that a little bit as well, but don't have that yet. And as we can see here, my ritual offerings are all maxed out. We've collected a lot of materials. I think we're going to have a bountiful sacrament. I'm going to ask the chat, what do you guys think? Should we be collecting more worshippers or offerings? We've also gained access to a couple of new places to go. Also worshippers. Here we can get some worshippers and offerings. That might not be a bad one, because we've maxed out both of those. But it's a much more difficult challenge. This is only a level 3, and over here we've got a level 5 challenge. Got Mies Hill Jersum in the chat saying go to the light groove. Fine, I'll take you up on that. Let's go to the light groove. Let's get risky, shall we? We got some questions in the chat as well. I'll read those while we are in the Sacrament. Now, Zoo had a prayer to go on the Sacrament, so I'll definitely take them with me. And Tell he needs to level up, so I might send them along. But I'm a little scared that Telly's gonna get their ass handed to them. So I'm gonna send Koskotl instead. Seems like a good team. Let's take a look at those questions, shall we? Thanks for sending them in, everybody. We have a user here whose name is in Korean, and I'm not gonna dare to pronounce that in any shape way. Wow! Koskotl, taking care of those elemental weaknesses. But they ask, is there the plan to add more disciples' jobs? It feels kind of weird that in later religions there's similar disciple jobs. Oh, they're dealing a lot of damage too. But we got this. As for disciples' jobs, currently, well, in the current build, the Will of the People update that you'll be playing in 1 week, you will be unlocking new jobs as you increase your god level, which is like a fairly, linear way to progress through the game. And I can say with some certainty, well, with full certainty, that one of the next things that we're going to be working on is we're going to be wildly expanding the way that you develop your religion. So we are most likely going to get rid of god levels as they exist now, and we'll be introducing a much more involved mechanic of choosing how you develop your religion, which jobs become available to you, etc. There are some more commandment-specific jobs in the Will of the People update, however. Like I mentioned before, if you're playing a lust religion, you can send your disciples to gather lots of worshippers at the bordello, but if you do so, they will become really tired, so it's sort of a risky venue there. We heard Zoo's prayer and let them fight in the Sacrament. Well done, Zoo. And we got so many resources, look at this. And we got to level up again. Sick. Damn, that's a lot of ritual offerings. I'm really happy with that. That's like at least 2 miracles. Level 5. Phoenix, who also gave a piece of feedback in chat, that they don't feel like the god levels give them anything. in the current build that is available on Steam right now, I definitely 100% get that. Now, I hope that when you play the Will of the People update, you'll be feeling different, because buildings are a lot more important. Not only are there a lot more of them, but the ones that you choose to build, because you actually have full choice now, are generally a lot more important. For example, you'll notice that I haven't constructed my study yet, which is where I can send disciples to gain a miracle XP. There's a bunch more buildings, like I think 9 or 10 new buildings in the Will of the People update, that all of which do new and interesting things. There's buildings that you can send your disciples to prepare for the coming Sacrament and gain a boost, among other things. So I hope that when you play the Will of the People, you'll feel a little bit different about that, Phoenixu, about unlocking new buildings. But related to this is that thing I mentioned before, which is the next big thing that we're going to overhaul, is the way that you actually unlock all that stuff. Zoo took a lot of damage again. That is the thing about having a Rage Prophet. Rage Prophets tend to deal a lot of damage, and they tend to take a lot of damage. So I think I'm going to send them to heal again. I'm also going to construct that study. It's going to cost 20 materials. I'll put it next to my village center. And Telhi, who is still a lowly acolyte, I'm going to send them over to gain some miracle XP. Got a temporary icon going on here. We are still going to be working on this update for one more week after all. Well, it cost me 10 offerings to get them to do this, but I'm sure it's worth it. Let's see. I've got a lot of ritual offerings, so I don't need those. I think I'm going to start gathering bloodlings again, so Chipak and Cascatel, go do your thing. Actually, Chipak is ready for a miracle, so I'm going to send them over to the farm we built to increase their might. It's going to take a couple of days, but we got Rui Elves and YouTube asking, will you have exclusive jobs based on the dogma or the commandment that you chose at the start of the game? Yes, there are. Each of them will unlock one unique miracle and one unique job that your disciples can perform. If we keep playing here as a war religion, I'll eventually unlock the Colosseum, where I can have my disciples fight each other and train. I'm going to create a manifestation of war. We're blood themed, right? So I kind of like having a cup of war. I'm going to call it the bloody cup. No, actually the bloody chalice. And there we go. Pretty badass. Let's keep moving here. Ah, another prayer. Ah, prayer for a miracle. Oh, greatest bloody baron, tell he prays, I feel ready to perform a great miracle in your honor. Tell he must perform a miracle to feel their prayer has been answered. So let's have Tell he perform a miracle soon. Luckily they have a miracle charge just now, so I think it's ready to have them perform a miracle. That man over on YouTube says that they feel like that the game shares a lot with Darkest, has a lot in common with Darkest Dungeon. I actually see that both Godhood and Darkest Dungeon are roster management games in which you are essentially managing a roster of disciples. But a thing that they also say is that they feel like they wish the disciples had a little bit more free will. A thing you'll see when you play the Will of the People update is that disciples do have a little bit more free will, mainly in those prayers you saw before, also in when our enthusiasm gets really low, events will pop up where our disciples will stop believing in us. Those are things that we'll have to deal with when that comes around. But I also want to assure you that, man, that I do agree with you. And we do have ideas and plans to, you know, strengthen that feeling of inspiring your disciples a little bit. So I hope you look forward to that stuff. But I do think that we made a lot of progress here in the Will of the People update. I should get Telhi to perform a miracle. However, Chipak is still over there. I'm gonna ask a question of Manuel. Manuel, how do I level up my disciple to become a class? There's a button, right? Sorry, folks. We are playing a in development build, and currently, I should be leveling Telhi up to be her disciple class.
Right.
How do we do that?
It should be in this version. There should be a button right over there.
Oh, it didn't appear.
Previous version.
Oops. Got a bug, folks. Live. We're streaming an in-progress build. You got this sometimes. It's game development after all. Ah, there we go. That's probably it, huh? I'm gonna do some quick coding off screen to fix this.
Yeah, so the bug we're experiencing is that Telly has enough XP to level up because we've trained her in the village rather than in Sacrament. Oh, it's already there.
There we go.
Sorry, just made the button appear.
Boom.
Wow.
Haha, pick class. Hey, early access, folks, we're developing. It's exciting, you know? Telly had the Armadillo Totem, which is perfect for a Guardian. They're good at health and cunning, and the Guardian requires health and cunning. So I'm gonna make Telly a Guardian. Also, because as you notice, Zoo kept getting hit by those big hits, and then I have to heal Zoo up again. So, hopefully Telhi, the Guardian, can actually protect Zoo a little bit. Let's gather some more materials, actually. I want to build a second miracle. Nice, also a Wondrous Farm miracle. Everybody's of really high faith right now, so good stuff there. Now, a thing you'll notice when you start playing this, especially if you're playing on Impossible mode, is that losing the Sacrament actually has a big impact on your disciples' faith. More might, I'm thinking. Ooh, it's got a cunning bonus, though. I'm gonna go with more might for now. There you go, Chipak. Good job. I'm gonna build a new miracle for Telhi. The Herder's Hut improves a disciple's health. Telhi, being a guardian, can really use the health stat. So I'm gonna put the Herder's Hut over by the collection ritual. I think that's gonna look nice. Here are my little alpacas walking around. And I'm gonna inspire Telhi to go over there and increase their health. Now, poor Zoo, who has been ready to perform a miracle in forever. Still not gonna let them perform a miracle, sorry, Zoo. That is until they pray to me for one, probably. I'm almost full on worshippers. I'm gonna go get some more materials. Got Phoenix Zoo on YouTube asking for plans for duotheism or multi-theism in the future. We think it'd be really cool to have a pantheon of gods. However, currently for Godhood, we're focusing on just allowing like you to live the fantasy of being a god, a singular god with their own religion. We've definitely talked and been excited about the idea of multi-theism in the past, you know, especially inspired by like, you know, Egyptian religions or Greek religions. That'd be really cool. But I think that would be like a new feature. That would be like probably a fairly big feature. Maybe something for during early access, maybe something for after early access. Probably after, honestly. Let me focus on my game here. Chipak. I'm full of worshippers, so why don't Cheepak, why don't you go gather some material? Oh, yeah, that's material's already full up. Koskatl, you were gathering worshippers. Why don't you go? Let's see how close Koskatl is to leveling up. Koskatl, I'm actually gonna see if I'm gonna want to level up one of my disciples here. I think Zoo and Telly should be... Yeah, I'm gonna actually have Koskatl train to gain some XP. Oh, ooh, maybe that wasn't a great idea. My people are excited now, so maybe this would have been the point for me to go out. I still could have chosen to do so, but I definitely want those offerings. My people are yearning to witness my glory in the Sacrament. We're pushing it here. People are impatient. Nice! Tell he performed a wondrous herding miracle, which is going to give them a bunch of health. +2 health. And they've learned the life strike ability. That's really good. It's going to allow them to deal life damage, which is useful. And we answered Telhi's prayer. They were praying for a miracle before. And now that we've heard Telhi's prayer, their faith has gone up to ecstatic. Good stuff. Should I push it? My people are impatient. I'm gonna just get a little bit more of those offerings, I think. Let's get a little bit more offerings. We're okay. And one more day. We got some more initiates in. I'm gonna go on the Sacrament first, and then I'll take a look at my new initiates. We've got a lot of bloodlings, so I could go over here and get 50% increase. That's 10 extra bloodlings. That'd be pretty good. Get some extra ritual offerings up here. I'm gonna go over here and just win this fight. This should be very easy for me currently. Let's get Telhi in to train a bit. Koskatl and Cheepak. I'm gonna leave Zoo behind because they're ready to perform a miracle, and they wouldn't get any XP if they performed in this Sacrament. New rend ability. Got the blood status effect on there. Yeah, like I said, this is no challenge. These are early level fights. But we're also not getting that much XP out of it, so, you know, I got my resources. I'm happy. There we go. Got our tributes. Oh, you can click to skip that animation, by the way, if you were looking and thinking that it took a bit too long. There we go, we went level up. I got another disciple slot. And increased our worshipper support yet again. So I think this would be a good time to actually take a look at... Oh no. A crash. It's happened. Lock the doors. I should have auto-saved. Actually, we did an auto-save before the battle, so we're okay. Index local disciple, a nil value. Alright. We're just gonna try and restart here and see what happens. I think we'll be okay. Let's load our quick save. Our auto-save, rather. It's a good time for me to actually jump into chat here. How are y'all doing, everybody? Thanks for checking in on this little preview of the Will of the People update. Please note that we're only really able to show a little bit of all the new stuff that's in the game. The world map has gotten a bit of an overhaul. The final island has a new god, which you might recognize if you're interested in Aztec mythology. Spoilers, it's Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl? How do you pronounce that? I think it's Coatl. Nice, we won. We already know all this, of course. We've just done this battle. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save. I'm gonna press the button again. You know? Got a development stream here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's a crash again. Maybe I just won't press that button, shall we? It said something about the disciple being a nil value. Load up my save.
I know what it is.
You know what it is? Are you gonna fix it live? Awesome.
Life bug fixing.
This life bug fixing. This is what it's all about, people. This is the good stuff. Double crash. Oh no, I've also bugged my save game. And this is exactly, people, why we have a week of what is called hardening. Little game development lingo here. After you build a new feature, like we built a bunch of new features for the Will of the People, you spend a week hardening that feature, which basically means taking out all the bugs, fixing crashes and things like that. So that's what we'll be doing in the coming week, is making sure that this update works just perfectly. But thanks for sticking with us here in the chat while we, Manuel's in the back there, feverishly coding away. Yeah, we know what this, we know Disciple level 6. In the previous build, there were, I think, 11 or 12 god levels. This new build, there's 21. There's a lot of new buildings for you to unlock. I don't think we'll be able to get to them all here in this one stream that we'll be doing. So I hope you play the Will of the People update when it comes out. And a little secret for you here. Actually, we are also running a beta of the Will of the People update. If you want to get a sneak peek as well, and start playing around with the mechanics, but with the caveat that you might run into a few crashes like I just did, and also, you know, help us out by finding those crashes, you can go over to Steam, actually, or specifically, go to community.abbeygames.com and look at the beta subforum on the Godhood forum. And over there we have instructions on how you can join the Will of the People beta. During early access, we'll be running betas as we keep developing new stuff. So if you want to be on like the tip of the spear when it comes to Godhood's development, I recommend you regularly check in on the beta subforum on community.abbeygames.com to see if there's like new betas for you to play around with. I'm a little scared to touch anything, but I'm just not gonna summon initiates for now and keep playing. Did you fix it?
I think so.
Okay, should I pool first?
Yeah, you should.
I probably should, huh?
Use the change.
There we go. Alright, let's see.
Monarch's program online. Let's see.
Awesome. I'm gonna press.
I have to sort of guess.
Let's restart it real quick. Does this save game work?
Your save game is called.
That's usually what I call save games. DSSDSD. Alright, folks. I'm gonna pull out all the stops here. I'm gonna open the debug menu. So we can, we know we won this fight. Alright, we've won this fight 3 times. I'm just gonna win it. Bye, Karma. Alright, let's see, let's take a look at Manuel's handiwork here. Let's summon that disciple. Haha! Let's keep playing! Awesome.
Still have to wait for all the disciples.
Yeah, we're looking to fix that too. The fact that now we have to wait for everybody walking in. You know, we can spend some time with our little humans. Oh, I'm not really happy with Chipakli. They've got a cool totem, the parrot totem, but as you can see, their like natural ability to learn new skills is rather low. So I'm not that excited about Chipakli. Let's see. Uemon's got the dove totem. What does that do again? Devotion. Could be useful. Masa here with the duck totem. Also, I might actually initiate Uemon instead of Chipakli, even though Chipakli is a higher rarity totem. I think I'm gonna need like some devotion, maybe to get a smite sword in there. That'd be useful. So let's bye everybody. Let's initiate Uemon here. Uemon, you're new. Why don't you go over to the training ground to get yourself trained up? At this point, the challenges are starting to get rougher. So I have no use for a lowly acolyte like you. And Zoo is so, as you can see, Zoo is only neutral faith at this point. They've been sitting on a miracle charge all this time and we have not allowed them to perform a miracle. So I think I'm gonna finally give Zoo the ability to go perform that miracle. There's a lot of things that affect your disciples' faith. If they perform a nice miracle, that also affects their faith positively. So let's hope Zoo does well here. Oh no, Koskotl. Oh no, Chipak. Chipak prays, "When the sacrament comes, please allow me to rest." That's a bit too bad because Chipak is our heavy hitter, so we're gonna have to do the next sacrament without them, I'm afraid. Tony asks, what is the maximum people you are able to have active in your tribe at any time? I believe if you manage to reach level 20 or 21 in the Will of the People update, you can have 8 disciples running around your little holy site. However, because worshipper support is still a thing, it's up to you to decide if you're going to run with a small crew of really high-powered disciples and sort of weed out the weaklings, or if you want to make some space for some weaker disciples as well, so they can, you know, work around your little holy site and collect stuff. I wish I had more offerings, because I would love to keep OM on training here. For now, they can gather bloodlings over at our little center here. And I'm actually going to upgrade the Holy Site Center to increase the maximum tribute for bloodlings by 10. So instead of 20, I can be bringing 30 in the future, which is going to help me level up a lot quicker. I've got another 20 materials. Let's see if there's anything I can do with that. I would love to upgrade my ability to gather materials. It's going to cost me 30 at least. Alright. Well, let's see if we can get some more materials then. I would love to do some more upgrades. So, Chipak, why don't you go get the materials as well? Yeah, you. Go run off, you. Oh no. Cheepak has reached the ripe age of 43 and they grow gray. And Sue performed the rain miracle. That's probably why it's raining. Good for them. That's a lot of extra might. Plus 3 might? Awesome. And Ancestral Forge, which is just a straight up high damage ability. Good stuff. Koskatel's Faith isn't doing so good though. They are down. Now there are buildings that I can unlock that allow me to increase their faith directly, but for now I think the best thing we can do is send them on a Sacrament and win it. My people are excited, so maybe I should go on the Sacrament? I didn't bring that many bloodlings. I'm gonna need another... how many? Another 17 to level up, so... I could use this excitement boost to go for one of the harder nodes over here. The Desolate Jungle could be difficult. Let's see, they are a bunch of druids. Weak against dark, powerful against divine. I don't have any divine disciples right now. In addition, the druid is really good at blocking morale damage, but I'm playing a war god, so I'm going all in on big axes and weapons and physical damage, so I might actually be okay. Now, as you can see here, because I have the excitement bonus, I currently have 52 AP, all points. If I wait one more day, I will lose 50%, or it's rather like I will lose the bonus of plus 50% all points. So right now I'm actually neck on neck with Tlaloc's HP here. But if I decide to gather more resources, I'm going to be looking at a little bit more difficult Sacrament. I'm going to definitely send Koskatel in, because their faith is very low. And Telhi... Telhi is really good at blocking melee damage, but the druids really don't do a lot of melee damage. They're mostly about talking to you about how cool nature is, or whatever. I don't care about nature, I'm a war god. So I'm going to send Ueman in instead. Telhi can stay home. And while my disciples are at home, they will actually continue performing their tasks. So Telhi and Cheepak will continue working at the material gatherer, gathering materials. That's cool. Tony over on YouTube says, hi, first time talking on stream, long time viewer. Thanks for hanging out, Tony. Really happy to have you here to look at this preview of the Will of the People update, which is coming out next week, August 7th. Ueman's a little nervous. This is their first Sacrament after all. Oh god. Zoo is really weak. Sue is really low defense, especially against morale. Oh, come on, Ueman. You can do better than that. I just need to hold out. If I can hold out this round, then I think... Alright. Zoo is destroyed. Ueman. Nice. Yeah, Zoo needs some healing, I think. But other than that, good job. Phoenix Zoo says, doesn't 43 sound way too high for a tribal human? Didn't they die like between 20 and 30? Probably true. However, Godhood takes place in a mystical fantasy realm where tribal humans live until 43, probably due to your divine blessings. Cheepak, we answered their prayer of allowing rest for the next Sacrament, so good for them. They were been in every sacrament up till now, so they deserved it. Didn't level up there, that's a bit too bad. Continue. I'm gonna focus on leveling up. As you can see, we got our 10 materials. That's because Chipak and Telhi were still back home gathering materials while the rest went out on the Sacrament. Zoo, why don't you go heal? Ueman, why don't you go train a little bit so you can go level up? They're so close. Yeah, I want worshippers. I want to level up more. I want to level up so I can show you all some of the cool new buildings that are added to the game. So I'll have Chipak collect materials so I can actually construct those buildings. Hey, I am Samuth. I'm reading all the chats. Ah, Robin. Thanks for checking out the stream. He says he found Godhood 2 days ago and he really likes what we're doing. Thank you so much. Honestly, everybody that's looking at the Godhood stream right now, if you own Godhood, thank you so much for supporting us during the early access. The fact that we are looking at being able to keep the early access going for as long as we want is all thanks to you guys and thanks to the support that you all have given us. Koskatl prays to be part of the Sacrament. I'll consider it. I'll consider it, Koskatl. Ah, Ueman, let's pick your class. The Dove Totem is good for devotion, so I'm thinking Smite Sword, probably. Here's a little in-depth piece of game balancing, sort of. If you are playing Godhood right now, all the commandment unique like buffs that they provide have been changed. So War actually benefits all melee damage now to a certain amount. It's been nerfed a little bit because it was quite overpowered in the build that is currently live, but it would actually be pretty useful to have a Smite Sword because they also benefit from the fact that I am a War God. So it behooves me to pick melee fighters over morale damagers. But, you know, maybe if I become like a Lust God later down the line as well, it would be good for me to get some morale people in my religion. Ueman, let's get you some might as well. And Zoo, who is done healing. Why don't you... gather some ritual offerings, because I'm all out. Sadarlal asks, do you feel good about killing people as a war religion? I feel okay. I'm a war god after all. Koskatl. You and your neutral faith. Boy, I need to level up in order to gain the building that allows me to boost my disciples' faith. Because as you can see, both Zoo and Koskatl's faith isn't great. So that'd be really useful. So I'm gonna have to level up. I'm almost full on gathering worshippers, so why don't I send Koskatl to gather some materials for me. Sweet, everybody's excited to go. I think this is the moment I'm gonna just gather as many materials as I can. Chipak, go get offerings. Let's use some of our materials to upgrade the offerings ritual so people can gather more. Boom. Shakalaka. let's fill up on offerings here and have ourselves a really, really useful sacrament. Telhi, you can stop gathering worshippers and collect some materials as well. Wow. Just a lot of good miracles being performed here. I'm really happy with that. Challenge heresy. Deal morale damage based on devotion. Nice. Because we were... Uemon is actually really good at devotion. So we got that might buff to increase their damage with the enforce ability. And their devotion is going to increase the more they level up. So their challenge heresy ability deals more damage. I think Uemon is going to be pretty sweet. Koskatl, pretty low on their faith there. I wish I could upgrade this place to have more slots. Oh well. For now, Uemon, you can go over here and gain the Blessed buff. It's a pretty useful thing to do. Actually, what I'm going to do is Koskatl, who is of low faith, I'm going to send them over here to gain the Blessed buff, which is a buff that increases their faith just like a little bit, but hopefully it'll make them go from being down on our religion to neutral. And then Uemon will go gather materials. Seems like a good arrangement. Wow, this looks really nice. I would totally live here. Except for these two guys that are yelling at me about hammers. I'm not into that. I think I'm gonna make the enthusiasm a little bit more punishing before we launch, probably. We have updated the beta build today, actually, so if you want to be playing the version that I'm playing right now, minus maybe some of the bug fixes that we did live on stream just now, you can actually join the beta. Go over to community.abbeygames.com, go to the beta subforums on Godhood, on the Godhood forum, and check it out. It would be super useful for us to have people... Ooh, adjust the camera. It'd be super useful for us to have people playtest the beta before we go live next week with the Will of the People. So if you want to be, if you want to help us with that stuff, spot all the bugs, give us your feedback on how you feel about the update, that'd be incredibly useful, and we would love that. Let's go out there. We've got a lot of places we can go by now. We can go get some. We can go get some relics. That might be neat. Or we could try our hand at one of the more difficult challenges as we make our way towards the old city, after which we can go over to these new islands. Now, as you can see, the old city doesn't look great, but they match your tribute 100%, so you will get double of whatever you gathered. So that seems like a really good thing to do, to get to. It's a lot of resources. Let's see, a lot of weavers. Weak versus life resists nature. We don't have any life. Oh, we do actually. We have Telhi, who's got the life strike ability. So if we're lucky, Telhi will deal damage. But the thing is, they resist nature. Koskatl is a nature disciple. They are a beast walker. And Koskatl is currently praying to me to be part of the Sacrament. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna fight the ancestors just yet, because I want to put Koskatl in at least. That much I know. I could go over here, but the thing is, they've got really quite high religion HP, or all points as they're called now. If I went while I was excited, I would have had 52, which would have put me a lot closer, so I'm not gonna go here either. It seems a little dangerous. No, here's the thing though. I haven't shown off to you guys what it looks like when you lose a sacrament yet, so... You know, for the sake of the stream, for the sake of the content, I will go out and get my ass kicked. Or maybe not, you know? Huh?
Make the sacrifice.
Make the sacrifice for the stream. I'm gonna bring a protector to protect me from that beast walker. And I'm gonna bring Cheepak to deal lots of damage. Considering that they are weak against dark, and Cheepak can deal a little bit of dark damage with their War Reaper ability. Let's start the mission. I am ever vigilant. Nice, Telly. Got the Rainmakers here, raising their morale defense. As you know, we can pause the Sacrament at any time to take a look at all the stats and everything. So yeah, they've got incredibly high morale armor. So any morale attacks that I would be doing wouldn't deal a ton of damage. Luckily, I am a war god and focusing on dealing physical damage instead of morale damage. Awesome! War Reaper, 29 damage. Cheepak, you are overpowered, my friend. They should outlaw you. Tell he. Blocking. Not blocking that, though. Nice. Now, this is not the only fight. We have to do another one. Nice. Cascato went level up. Good for them. Oh, Zoo is feeling really sad is the thing. Their faith is really low, so it might actually be okay to put Zoo into a Sacrament. It'll cancel their work they were doing, but... Okay, let's take a look here. We got 2 Rage Prophets, weak against Divine, so maybe we should bring Ueman with their Divine damage. We got a Beast Walker, weak against Dark, so Cheepak is definitely in, and maybe I'll bring Zoo just to give them a little faith boost. Look at all the stuff we'll get if we win. Let's hope we do it. Oh boy, I forgot to put in my protector. And I also... Oh no, I messed up! Oh no! I made a fatal mistake. Ueman is divine, and obviously divine disciples are weak against nature disciples. However, loss is part of Godhood, so... You know, Cascato is happy. We have answered his prayer to be in the Sacrament. Well done, Cascato. So it's fine. We can get back from this. Yeah, so as you can see, we are not receiving their tribute. And we only received half of our own tribute that we brought along. We did go level up though, so... Let's see what we get. Level 7. The Temple of War. Our maximum tribute for Bloodlings is increased by 10. And we've got more worshipper support. Nice. Let's take a look at some questions here. Tony says, hope there will be some world building stories once the game is in a good shape. I hope so too, Tony. In fact, I have already written a couple of them, but they couldn't make it into the Will of the People update just yet. You can expect them in an update to arrive very soon afterwards. Let's inspire the Temple of War, as I am a war god, after all. Let's put it over here. Looking nice. Temple of War is where your disciples can perform a really powerful miracle. Probably the most powerful one in your religion. But it costs a whopping... let me take a look. A whopping 50 offerings to do so. So we're going to have to gather some friggin' offerings if we want to do that. Anyway, Tony, definitely expect more like little stories and things like that. There's a bunch of little stories in the game already. In fact, I've been trying to trigger them by letting my enthusiasm run low, but I haven't been able to do it because my people are just so damn excited. I can gather like 40 bloodlings now, so I should be able to level up a lot quicker. Oh no. Uemon's faith is broken. They will receive minus 10% on all their stats. This debuff can only be removed at the Communing Grounds, it says, which is a new building that we haven't been able to unlock yet. Ah, look at that. If we level up to level 8, we'll unlock the Communing Grounds. So, what I'm thinking is I'm going to gather a whole bunch of worshippers, bloodlings, level up, build that Communing Grounds, so we can get Uemon back on his feet from that sad, sad defeat. Zuemon's gonna go gether some worshippers because his faith could do with a little extra. Let's see if I want to build anything. I can build some miracles. I'm okay on miracles right now. I might build a cunning miracle for Coscatl. They are a beastwalker, which mostly uses cunning, and the Hunter's Lodge here would allow me to actually more efficiently increase Coscatl's cunning. So I'll consider doing that soon. For now, let's stick with this plan. I'm at least gonna send Uemon over to the garden to heal HP. Seems useful. Who's praying for a miracle here? It's Zoo! My poor boy, who I've been neglecting all this time. He really wants to do a miracle. Oh no. How close is he to doing a miracle? He's 44% of the way there. Alright, Zoo, here's what we're gonna do, you and me, buddy. I'm gonna send you over here to gain some miracle XP. I'm gonna bring you with me on the next Sacrament. We're gonna make sure you get yourself a damn miracle. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna have one person, Coscatl maybe. Oh, let's say, no, Chipak, I mean. Gather some bloodlings as well, because I will need to go level up. Uemon leveled up or healed their spirit a little bit. I could go have them heal even more, or I could help them gather. I'm gonna have Uemon heal even more. Oh crap! All right, we're excited. Maybe I should just go out actually. If I go out now, I'll have to send Zoo. And Zoo's almost done training with his buddies. Thumbs up. Oh, everybody's real impressed with him. Meditating about stars or whatever the heck it is Zoo does with his free time. So I'm gonna go one more day. Also because I want all those worshippers. There we go. Alright, 35 worshippers. Zoo is ready to party. Dismal faith. Because their prayer still has not been answered. I think I'm heading out. I'm gonna have to win this one. If I lose this one, it's gonna be bad for my playthrough. Speaking of new mechanic, if you look at Bloody Mary up here, underneath there is a bar. This is your God HP. I currently have 40 out of 50 because I lost that previous Sacrament. If your God HP goes all the way down, you lose the game. Now there's two ways for your God HP to go down currently. Losing the Sacrament is one, and the other is if your people become skeptical about your existence, meaning that you wait too long with going on the Sacrament, events might pop up that cause them to lose their faith in you, which also loses you God HP. Alright, so I need to win this one. What do we think? Do we think we could have actually won this one that I lost the previous time? Maybe if I don't make such a bad mistake of bringing Uemon with me, I can actually win it. I'm gonna do it. Chipak, you're in. Tsu, you're in. Your faith is incredibly low, so let's hope you perform well, but you're still gonna come with me. Weak against dark, resist divine. Tell he to protect from the Beast Walker. Yeah. Yeah, Zoo's probably gonna... Okay, I'm gonna leave Zoo behind. Because Zoo's probably gonna take a lot of morale damage from these druids is the thing. Telly is a guardian, which is really good at guarding physical damage. Not so much morale damage, which is the thing that druids are really good at. So I'm gonna leave Zoo behind, because they're kind of a glass cannon. And I'm gonna bring them with me on the next Sacrament. Biglet asks, is there any reward for hitting max HP? Not really. Essentially, if your disciple gets broken in the Sacrament, like Ueman did in the previous one, their faith will go down a lot, and you're gonna need to spend some time and resources to... wow. Critical hit! God damn, Cascadal. You're gonna need to spend some resources in order to get their faith back up. But, nice, good job. So you can totally send the disciple out there with less than full HP and be fine. Oh my god, another critical hit. You know, you run more risk of them getting broken, which is bad. Oh, finally getting my energy back, guys. It's been a really tough couple of days. Okay, 70 religion HP. This is not an easy fight. I don't know what I got myself into. I'm bringing Chipak to deal dark damage against this Beast Walker. I'm not bringing Uemon because this Beast Walker is gonna completely destroy them. I'm bringing Telhi to protect against all the physical damage coming my way. I'm gonna put them on top here. And I'm bringing Zoo because Zoo is praying to me to be in the Sacrament. I don't really like Zoo at this point, honestly. Their stats aren't fantastic. And they're kind of a whiny disciple. Maybe I'll replace Zoo later. For now, I'll send you along on the Sacrament, Zoo. Reluctantly, but... oh, they get to go first. At least tell he gets to... oh boy, that's tough. That's tough. Alright, Telly. Telly, get in there. Protect Sue. No, you didn't protect Sue, Telly. I'm not gonna do this encounter again. Sue is my weak link, is the thing. I don't like Sue at all. I'm kicking Sue out, I think. Oh, we're almost level up though. Oh boy, Sue is not happy. They have defeat ×2, feels abandoned by Bloody Mary due to loss in the Sacrament. Broken. Sue's faith is broken after humiliation in the Sacrament. And they've got -8 faith. Because they are praying for a miracle that I am not giving them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thanks to Manuel for answering questions in the chat, and thanks to you if you are in the chat, chatting him up, asking questions about Godhood. That's super cool. Let's see here. We've got a situation on our hands is the thing. Uemon, not super happy. I'm gonna send them to collect worshippers. To gain the blessed buff and maybe up their faith just a little bit. Zoo, I'm considering scrapping. Let's take a look at what we could replace Zoo with. We've got Marala, who is also with the dog totem, just like Zoo. They seem somewhat similar, so I'm not into her. Got Chipakli here. I really don't think we have a much better alternative than Zoo right now. So I guess I'll stick with Zoo for now. Zoo is not available because they're broken. They're whining by themselves here by the campfire. Fine, Zoo. Fine. Be that way. Don't listen to your god. Let's gather some... Let's gather some offerings. Nice little rainstorm here. Let's take a look over on the chat. Robin Versus on Twitch chat has a good idea, saying that I should probably just take Zoo to the sacrifice building. Or rather, he's saying, it's sad that you can't bring Zoo to the sacrifice building. Robin, I agree. That's all I'll say now, but I wish I could sacrifice Zoo right now. Koskato wants to perform, or is ready to perform a miracle, but I don't have enough offerings, so I'm good on materials for now. Actually, let's see if we can spend some of our materials to upgrade some of our gathering rituals. I could make it so we can collect more bloodlings. That would be pretty good. Could increase our offerings or our materials. That's a tough one. Materials or bloodlings? What do we think, chat? Should we upgrade our material building so we can gather materials quicker, which allows us to get more upgrades and build more buildings? Or should we upgrade our worshipper gathering, and that way we can go level up quicker and unlock all those sweet new buildings that I haven't been able to show off in the stream yet? What do you guys think? Kirillin in Steam chat says, poor Zoo? No, you're wrong. Not poor Zoo. Zoo got exactly what they deserved. Speaking of Zoo, don't even think I'm gonna heal him up. I don't know that I'm gonna use him again in the Sacrament. Maybe I'll just have them gather materials or something. Robin says, clearly both. I don't have enough resources to do both, Robin. That's okay, Manuel. I'm probably gonna wrap up. We've been streaming for a good 2 hours now. I haven't even noticed. So I hope that you've gathered this by now from watching the stream. But the main thing that our goal was during the Will of the People updates and was to make the game essentially more mechanically dense, to add significant challenges outside of the Sacrament as well, here in your village, to give you more options and choices, to make it so that you can actually be good or bad at the game, that you can lose the game or get a miraculous victory. And I think we've gotten pretty damn far here. We're not all the way there yet. Godhood is still in early access, and we are going to continue to upgrade and expand Godhood as we keep going. In fact, I don't have any cool image to throw to, but I will next week. I can talk a little bit about the update plans for the update that we'll be doing after the Will of the People. After the Will of the People update, we will be developing, or we already have been developing actually, but afterwards we'll be working more actively on the Old One Rising update, which is going to add a new commandment, the Madness Commandment, with which come 2 new buildings, a new disciple class, some new mechanics and some other new stuff as well, and the ability for you to manifest yourself in the middle of a sacrament and directly inspire your disciples. So, and who knows, there might be a tentacle or 2. Can I win this? Can I win this fight? I need to win a fight. That's the thing. I just need to win a fight. Resist nature. Kaskattel, you're out. Zoo still wants to perform a miracle. They're not going. They're super low health. Weak versus life, so I'm gonna send in Telhi and they resist nature. Yeah, so Uerman, you can go. And Chipak, you can go. This seems like a good team. Yeah, Robin here in this chat says, I like how with this new build you need to make decisions on what to go for and not just get everything for free. And yeah, Robin is exactly right. Scarcity is the impetus of choice. It all sort of, like the tribute mechanic, the enthusiasm mechanic and faith, they all sort of mix together to give you a more interesting choice space. Because of enthusiasm, you don't have infinite time in the holy site anymore, which means that you don't have infinite time to collect all the resources you want. Because of tribute, you have to decide what you'll be bringing to the next sacrament with the limited amount of time and resources that you have. And because of the new building menu, etc., you'll have a lot more choice in how you actually spend the resources that you choose to collect. Hey, we got a new building, the Communing Ground, which is really useful. Commune with the Bloody Mary to remove debilitating debuffs, such as Broken Faith. That's good, because as we can see, both Zu and Ueman here have the Broken Faith debilitating debuff. Hey, we can summon some new initiates. Let's see if there's a replacement for Zu in there, shall we? We're gonna be winding down the stream here. We've been streaming for about 2 hours. I hope you guys have been enjoying this little sneak peek. We're gonna be streaming more Will of the People updates, the finished build, next week, August 7th, when it launches, and when it's totally available for you to play on Steam and Good Old Games. Whoa, Aquala looks pretty nice. It seems like a good replacement. Zoo? Let's end the stream with by sending Zoo away. You know, they've done okay so far. I saw someone in the chat saying #LoveZoo. I'm sorry for you, but I'm going to be sending Zoo away, and then I'm going to be sending myself away as we end the stream. If you want to stay up to date on Godhood and Godhood's development, I recommend you check out our Steam forums or community.abbeygames.com. If you don't own Godhood yet, but you like what you saw here today, but you're thinking, you know, it's an early access, it's clearly not like, it's clearly going to be like even better and better, and I would like to see how they do before I choose to support. We totally get that. If you do choose to support us, we are incredibly thankful. If not, consider wishlisting us on Steam. It's both really useful for you because you get updates about when the game goes live and when we go 1.0 with all the new stuff that we've been building. And it's really useful for us because the more wishlists we have, the more other people will be exposed to Godhood, and it's just going to make it bigger and better and allow us to make it an even bigger and better game. Zoo, are you sure you want to send Zoo away? This permanently removes Zoo from your chosen disciples. We will get a measly 24 ritual offerings and 8 materials. I think it's worth it. Sent to the outer regions by Zoo. Soka Lecha. And you know what? A new day dawns. Akola, you're in. You got the Lynx Totem. It looks awesome. Might and Cunning up. I think you're gonna make like a really cool Beastwalker or something. Alright. That was the stream for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for checking in. Again, if you backed the Kickstarter, thanks for being a backer of Godhood in its early days. Look forward to seeing the results of your Kickstarter support. Not in the Will of the People update, but in the update coming how many weeks after? 4 weeks? A month after? 3 weeks after August 7th, that's August 28th, if I remember correctly. August 28th, the Old One Rising update, in which we will be introducing all the content for you to play a Cthulhu-like madness god, which is what the Kickstarter backers supported us building earlier this year. If you bought the game on Steam or Good Old Games in early access, thank you so much for that as well. Please give us your feedback over on community.abbeygames.com or on the Steam forums. For now, I'm gonna check out. I hope you enjoyed this look. Please check back in next week when we do another live stream and prepare some questions for me. I like the tough ones. For now, I wish you good night or good day wherever you are, and have a good one. Peace. Thanks.